I wanted to ask you about, I wanted to comment on the media blackout of Barack Obama's eligibility to be president of the United States.
Okay, quickly.
Okay, will any of the hosts have Bill Burr on their program and let him give his side of the case? I mean, we are being isolated as a bunch of nutcases.
Oh, and you're not. And Scott, listen, look, I'm going to talk about this much more in the next hour. We're going to devote the entire next hour to Obama's broken promises, who Barack Obama is, his first year in office. Today's the anniversary, his first one-year anniversary of his inaugural. I have to tell you, I am getting increasingly upset and annoyed with many in the mainstream media, and not just the liberal media, even the establishment conservative media. Why is this issue out of bounds? Now, let's see what the evidence is. Let's hear the case for the prosecution. Let's hear the case for the defense, and let the American people decide. And so there's a story up on WorldNet Daily today. You now have state senators from Arizona to Georgia who are now looking to try to pass laws that will now put more stringent requirements in terms of the qualifications of somebody's birth records. I think that's a fair question. I think it's not just somebody giving us their birth information or their personal information. We need to have somebody independently verify it. And now there is a question that is growing and growing out there. Who is Barack Obama? Is he a legitimate citizen? Now look, to me, I'm open-minded on this. To me, the case is not closed. But if it can be debated that Bush is a war criminal, if it can be debated that we torture, if it can be debated that we have become a fascist regime, as the liberal media debated for 8 years under Bush, I think we can look at Barack Obama's citizenship. I don't think somehow that's completely beyond the pale of respectable opinion. They want you to think like that, but I don't think so. So, my friends, we will have a special on that. I promise you a lot more after this break. This is Jeff Kuhner on 570 WTNT, the last honest man. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Steve in New York. My bad. Steve in New York, welcome to the Kuhner Show.
Hi, Jeff. Yes, I'm the one behind Operation Flooded. I've had thousands of people call all radio shows all over the country demanding the media blackout be lifted over Obama's eligibility issue. You are a brave man because not many people are doing what you just did on the last segment there, having the guts to mention the Obama eligibility issue. Canada Free Press even did a radio show stating that people were allegedly threatened with FCC crackdown if they brought this issue up.
Well, they can try. I mean, if they want to try to silence me, I welcome a fight. Believe me, Steve, I've taken on much tougher people than the FCC. I took on the Clintons. I was threatened by Hillary's people. I am now enemy, I wouldn't say enemy number one, but I'm certainly on the enemies list for Barack Obama's White House. I've had Russian gangsters threaten me. I've had communists from Eastern Europe threaten me. These people don't scare me. Now, look, let me be very frank with you, Steve. I am somebody who has studied Obama's past considerably. I've read his autobiographies. I've done a lot of research into his past. I believe that his citizenship is legal, but my mind is not closed on that. And the more they tell me that it's closed, then the more I want to investigate it. Because to me, no question is beyond the pale. And as I said earlier, I don't want to be like a broken record, but if George Bush, if it can be discussed, if Ed Slimeball Schultz can discuss whether George Bush is a war criminal, whether George Bush was the second coming of Adolf Hitler, whether we are torturing people at Guantanamo Bay, whether the United States has now become the new Nazi Germany, if they could discuss that under the Bush years, why is Barack Obama's citizenship out of bounds? What does he have to hide? If the man is legitimate, hey, listen, if this is just a crackpot theory by some people, what are you afraid of? Let there be an open, vigorous debate and let the people decide. So now look, Steve, I don't want my show to be sidetracked because I want to talk about his campaign promises. I promise you this.
Okay.
Steve, I will have a show, an entire show, not 1 hour, not 2 hours, 3 hours, dedicated to this very issue because it's a very important issue. I'm going to have a case for the prosecution, a case for the defense. You will have everything aired on this show. I am not afraid to confront this issue. Now, I think he's a citizen. I don't think there's a smoking gun there. To be honest with you, I don't think even if there is a smoking gun that we can do anything about it before the next election campaign. But the more they tell me I can't talk about something, the more I'm going to talk about it. So there will be a show, I promise all of you, when we have our producers get the right people, all the guests, I will announce it on the air. But right now, I want to hear from you. Do you trust Barack Obama? Has he violated his campaign promises?